Hello everyone, welcome to my balcony garden. It's harvesting day for my pot grown carrots. I sowed these ones back in March, so I'm going to show you two ways or two tips on how to know when your carrots are ready to be harvested, and then we're going to harvest them together. So an important thing to know about when you're growing and harvesting carrots is that they're actually edible at any time. So if you harvest them a little bit too early, they might be a bit smaller, they're still going to be fine, going to be nice and delicious. The first way to know when your carrots are ready to be harvested is to actually check your seed packet, and it's going to tell you how long the carrots, or the variety of carrots that you're growing, how long they need to mature, and when is this perfect harvesting time for them. So that's why whenever we're sowing carrots or any kind of root vegetables that grow under the soil, we can't really, or it's a bit harder for us to tell if they're ready or not. When we label and write the sowing date, this is really going to help us to determine when is the best time to harvest. The second tip is to actually just have a look at your carrots. So my ones here, as you can see, they're popping up from the soil. The variety I've grown in this pot is Adelaide. Adelaide is a true baby carrot, so we can see the diameter of these carrots is very small. I'd say it's like maybe 2 or 3 centimeters. These carrots are not supposed to get big. That's why I've chosen them. They're perfect for pots and people with small growing spaces like me. If you can't see your carrots, they're still under the soil, just brush the top of the soil a few inches down. You'll see what your carrot looks like, and then you can decide whether it's time to harvest, because this part of the carrot is actually going to be the largest. This part here, the diameter, will then taper down into that classic carrot shape. So that'll give you an idea of how big your carrots are. If you're still not sure if your carrots are ready to be harvested, just pull one out and have a look. If they look healthy, I would just go for it. Carrots, as I mentioned, they're edible at all stages of growth, and you don't have to harvest your carrots all at once. So now we know how to figure out when it's time to harvest them. My carrots are definitely ready to be harvested. I'm going to show you how to do it. So before you harvest, I recommend giving the soil a water around half an hour before you start to harvest them. It's just going to loosen up the soil, and it's going to make pulling the carrots out easier. It's been raining all day where I am, so I'm just watering them now a tiny bit. And then all you do is just grab the foliage and maybe try and grab it as close to the top of the carrot itself as possible, and then just give it a yank, and then out they come. I'm going to harvest all the carrots from this pot because I actually want to use this pot for something else. So I'm just going to get on and do that. Something to remember when you're harvesting is that sometimes when we pull, the leaves become separated from the carrot itself. So have a root around in the soil after you've harvested, just to make sure that you haven't left any carrots hanging about in the pot. So this is my harvest. I am delighted with the carrots, how they've turned out, how many I've got. They do vary in size a little bit, but I've tasted 1 or 2 of them already, and really, really delicious. And as you can see, you don't need a lot of space, just a pot, some soil, some seeds, sunlight, water, and then you've got homegrown carrots. Thank you for joining me if you started with me from growing from seed. I'm actually going to get on and harvest the other Adelaide pot that I've got in the balcony. It's a much smaller pot, but it still worked. We've still got carrots. I hope you enjoyed the video. I will link all the other carrot growing videos down in the description, so you can see how these carrots actually started out as seeds, how I thinned them out, and now eventually how I've harvested them. Thank you so much for watching. I send you all my good wishes, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.